Pepsid Complete knows that food is one of the best parts of game day. That is, until heartburn strikes. Thankfully, just one chewable tablet of Pepsid Complete provides dual-action heartburn relief with an antacid that starts working instantly and an acid reducer that lasts all day. So you can stay focused on that second helping of chili without worrying about heartburn. All day based on 8-hour symptom relief studies during the day. Use product only as directed.
More rewards, more savings. With American Express Business Gold, earn up to $395 back in annual statement credits on eligible purchases at select shipping, food delivery, and retail subscription merchants. Enjoy the benefits of membership with the Amex Business Gold Card. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold Card. Built for business by American Express.
Hello, fellow gamers, and welcome to the Video Gamers Podcast. On this episode of This Week in Gaming, we're breaking down the gameplay reveals from the State of Play. We've got some awesome games we're excited to talk about, but first, some introductions are in order. I am your host, Josh, and joining me, we've got all these games to talk about, but he asked if we could just make this the Metal Gear Solid Delta episode. It's Ryan.
Ugh. Tastes like poison.
I will say this. We got the longest look. We got the longest look at Metal Gear Solid Delta, the remake so far. And so we're going to talk about that here in just a little bit. Oh, it's going to be good.
I love it.
Yeah. So I'm actually, I saw a lot of conversation online, just like people like to do online, but it's like, there were people that were like, oh, this is the worst State of Play. And then other people are like, what are you talking about, man? We got like a whole bunch of good looking games.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about it. And the beauty is, if you are not a PlayStation person, fear not, neither am I. But most of these games are coming out on PC and a few of them are cross-platform. So this is not like the days of Sony exclusive are over, buddy.
They're over.
We're all going to get to enjoy these games.
Love it. Games for everybody. That's what we need.
I will say this, dude. Like, before we get into the show, the days of exclusives, I think it's time to be extinct, man.
It is weird. It's a weird thought because, you think back to like certain games like, 007, that was N64, different, even like you mentioned, Metal Gear Solid, that was PlayStation. So the thought of just exclusives being gone, Halo with Xbox, it's a weird thought, but also why not? Like, why can't these games just be for everybody?
I know that there are people of the mindset that go, I bought a PlayStation so that I could play PlayStation games, right? Yeah. Like, this is the thing where I bought this. I want to be able to play these games. I get it. But at the same time, you are in theory saying, I don't want other people to be able to play these games. Yeah. And it's like, I just want to play games, man. Yeah. I don't care what platform it's on. Like, not everybody can have every gaming platform. So the more people that get to experience these games, the better, in my opinion. I understand the thinking of like the gatekeeper where it's like, this is my console, and so you shouldn't be able to play games on these. But dude, I mean, the more people that can play games, it's the better for everybody. There's really no downside there other than trying to like justify your choice of console. But then that gets into like the whole console war thing, and I stay as far away from that as humanly possible.
I'm all, like honestly, if they make the games for everything, then the consoles, then it's not about the games anymore. It's about the consoles. Let's step up these consoles. They have to pack them to the brim with the best tech, and that's what's going to dictate what people buy. So like that's going to be ultimately better for the consumer, is that they have to give everyone the best option, because all the games are going to come out on all the systems. So this one has better performance than that one, so then it's all about performance and what you get versus, oh, this is an exclusive for this one or that one.
Console gaming's not going away. Yeah. Like, people love to sit on their couch and play on their big 70-inch TV.
For sure. Absolutely.
That is not going away. There's no danger to consoles by games being available on multiple ones. And I'm with you. Maybe they start getting innovative and saying, hey, this console, we're back to Blu-rays. You want to play this on your TV and have really good high-end video and audio. Like, there you go. So I definitely could see a world where they move consoles into like more of like the home automation stuff, where it's like, this is controlling your speakers, this is controlling the lights in your house, that kind of thing. I'm with you, but anyway, we got sidetracked already. We're not even 4 minutes in, man.
Back to State of Play.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Listen, we got to do a little bit of housekeeping, Ryan.
Yes.
And this is awesome because we have 2 new Epic supporters to thank. Dude, like the people that go out of their way to support the show and just make sure that they are bringing this podcast to the world are incredible, dude. We would not be here if it was not for people like supporting us.
Nothing
and so
like
we
them.
want to say a huge thank you to 2 Epic members, Sloppy Stew and Dice Rono. Man, y'all rock. Thank you for signing up for Epic status. Everybody else that's listening, you owe a thank you as well, because this is what keeps the show going.
That almost sounds like a recipe. Like you take your Dice Rono and then you mix it in the Sloppy Stew and then
No. Make sure you dice your Rono up very fine and then add it to your sloppy stew
and then stir 3 times, 4 turns.
Oh, wait. We've been brewing too many potions.
Too much in Kingdom Come, man. I'm the potion. I got a potion empire. I'm usually in jail, but other than that, when I'm not, I'm brewing.
Yeah. Quit sampling your own goods, Ryan.
I think maybe that's the problem. Oh man.
Yeah. So, and then on top of new supporters, we have some more reviews to read. We promise we're going to catch up on these a little bit. So we're going to read 2 for you. And man, dude, people are upping their game on the reviews. Like,
I love it.
I love the fact that it's almost like this fun competition for people to be like, dude, I'm going to leave the most epic review imaginable. Number one, it's great for people that are looking at the show and they're going, dude, this must be the best podcast in the world. Number one, it is. But number 2, we love the creativity that y'all are bringing on these reviews. So this one comes in from Cashflow Thrift, and it is titled A True Masterpiece of Gaming Discourse. And it says, I've listened to more gaming podcasts than I've had hot meals, but the Video Gamers podcast stands out like a shiny pixelated beacon in a sea of monotonous noise. The hosts have this uncanny ability to make even the most mundane game sound like the second coming of Mario. The banter? Chef's kiss. It's like listening to a group of friends who've just discovered the cheat code to life, but in gaming terms. If you're looking for a podcast that could turn even a non-gamer into a console-hugging enthusiast, this is it. Just a heads up though, after listening, you might start describing everyday tasks in terms of XP gains and boss fights. 10 out of 10 would respawn for this podcast.
Oh man, dude, what do you got to say about that? Like
poetry. It's poetry.
Poetry in motion, man. It's just what a description, an apt description of what we offer here at the Video Gamers Podcast.
Darn right. All right, Ryan, you got one for us too.
I do.
Right?
I have one as well from the Wild Zombie Villager, which
he lives in a 600 square foot bedroom.
There you go.
House, or 1 bedroom.
Something like that. And even we have zombies that even listen to us, Yeah. So can't complain there. But it is titled, This Got Me Back Into Gaming. 5-star review from, again, the Wild Zombie Villager. I love this show. It is fun, family friendly, and just 2 awesome dudes. This is me ad-libbing here. Stress awesome. But also dudes who love gaming and are committed to this show. TLDR, it's got me back into gaming. P.S. Paul will be remembered. P.P.S. Helldivers 2 or Failguard?
That's the easiest decision ever. Was that a question?
There was a question mark at the end, but I will tell you right now, Helldivers 2. If I don't need to show you my shirt here.
Right, yeah.
I am wearing a Helldivers 2
Ryan's got his
shirt.
Sweet Liberty, my leg!
My leg! Shirt on. For democracy! What a review, though, man. I genuinely, I know we talk about it all the time, but to see these is just, it's such a cool thing every day to see the people that took the time out of their lives to leave us a review, to show that they care about the show and they care about us, and to kind of help us with all this crazy thing we're trying to do here. But it's so cool.
It really it never ceases to amaze us, honestly. We're just two goofy dudes who love video games and turn on some microphones and talk about it. The fact that so many people in the world have just been a part of this is incredible, dude. Like, I mean, we say it all the time, but we are absolutely blown away. I mean, this podcast is growing in leaps and bounds, and that is 100% because of the listeners in the community and the fact that people are telling their friends, you know, and they're tagging us in social media, and it's like they're helping spread the word. And it's just, dude, it's humbling. Like, honestly, like, I mean, the fact that people want to listen to us, you know, and we love it. But the thing is, dude, like, we're gamers with you. Like we say it all the time, our community, dude, we're right there playing games with you. We've been playing Headliners. We've been playing Rivals. Like we are the gamers. Like, you know, we're not some dudes that are like apart in some way and talking into microphones and stuff like that. Like we're in the trenches with you, people.
We are.
You know?
We're genuinely active. We are on our Discord. We are there every single day. We're communicating, talking to everybody. Hop in if you got a game that you want to play and you don't have anyone to play with, you know, we'll play with you. Like it's that simple. Like that's what we got this kind of thing we're trying to push, you know, no gamer left behind. We are here for everybody. So is our Discord. Somebody there will play a game with you. So come on down and hop in there, and you know, it's you're gonna have a good time.
The other thing is too, is just if you just want genuinely good people to talk to, like, dude, like that's the other thing, man. People are always talking. Like, yes, we talk about games a lot, but people are sharing, you know, what's going on in life sometimes. And I mean, humans crave like interaction, but I get that people are like, I don't want people trolling me. I don't want to get into politics. I don't want none of that. And it's just like, dude, I love it. It's like, if you want to be part of a family, like this is the family, and everybody is welcome, dude. As soon as somebody joins and they say hello, I love that we get like 5 or 6 people that are just instantly like, dude, welcome. It's awesome to have you. What kind of games do you like? And stuff like that. So don't take our word for it. Come try it out. Links in the episode description to our Discord server. It really is awesome. So, all right, man, let's just get the bad news out of the way, Ryan. I mean, I hate to start off an episode like this, but it is the breaking news for the week. And it's like, we've got to tackle this, dude. This just breaks my heart, man. This is unfortunately part of the industry that is the gaming industry, and I hate it. I mean, I think everybody hates it universally, except for like CEOs and shareholders that are wanting to make money.
Yep.
But we did get news that the Marvel Rivals team here in the US was just straight up canned.
Yeah.
I mean,
see ya.
All of them.
Yep.
Just let go.
I think they were all based out of Seattle, right? The group in Seattle.
They were based out of Seattle. That's absolutely right. Yeah. And so dude, I don't get this, man. Like, we talk all the time about live service games, and, you know, we're sick of everybody trying to have the live service game. But if you hit that live service game, you're filthy stinking rich. I mean, Scrooge McDuck swimming in your piles of gold kind of rich. It's what every game developer in the world hopes for. It's why we have to suffer through so many crappy live service games that fail. And you would think, Ryan, that if you hit your live service dreams like they did with Marvel Rivals, that they would be buying people Lamborghinis at this point, man.
Oh my God. My 8-year-old son, who will never stop talking about a Lamborghini, would be... Dude, that's just like the car for a kid. Like that's when you've made it. When you got
okay, I am a kid, so I was gonna argue with you, but I'm like, dude, Lambo's like the goal, man. I know Ferraris, forget Porsches. Porsches are ugly, dude.
Have you seen a GT3? Well, all right, we're turning this into a car episode.
Yeah, we can't. We already got sidetracked in the intro, right?
Listen, it's just like, hey man, like let's make a really awesome live service game. We're gonna do something that's you know, been done before, but we're gonna do it better than anything ever has. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a successful smash hit. We're gonna release all these characters kind of consecutively every month and a half, 2 months. You know, oh, okay, it started. It's going well. Awesome. Let's do another release. Okay. It's going even better. Man, we have hit the gravy train. We're going to keep chugging along. This is, oh, wait, what? Oh, we're laid off. Oh, what? Okay. Well, that makes no sense. What the heck, man? Like, it just, all of it, I don't understand the thought process of investing this much and starting this this game and this development team, and whether or not they were there just to kind of like start the game or help the game's launch, whatever the case may be, what they did was working and working very, very well. Why the heck would you change a dang thing, dude? Like, I do not understand.
Money. That's why. Because, hey, our game's a success. Everybody's loving it. We're exactly where we want to be. Now let's start trimming people so that we can make even more money.
For what? 0.5%? Like 2%? Like, how many points do you need to like make it look good on the books? Like to where you're going to jeopardize like the future of your game? Like what? Like how many little dots and figures on that spreadsheet need to be in the black for it to make sense to do something this risky? To me, I mean, I understand it's out there, it's already successful, it's cemented in, you got Tim the Tapman, Ninja, all these big time streamers, all these big time pro gamers, esports guys that are all in love and quite honestly obsessed with this game, including us. We're gonna say we kind of are too. Including us, and we're even, this comes out Thursday. We're having a community night Friday, right?
Yeah, tomorrow.
So tomorrow night, Friday night, we are going to have a community night. We're going to get on. We play a lot of custom matches, 6v6. We'll do in. We had the other week, we had like 20 something people on. We're shuffling people through and splitting teams up. But like, needless to say, we're all obsessed with this game. To me, I can't see a world where, and maybe that's just like the part of me that's not obsessed with money. I can't see a world where it makes sense to risk the future of the game for a couple points on a spreadsheet. I just don't get it, man.
I think the issue here is that because these guys have kind of done what they needed to do, the company is saying thanks. Now you're just gone. At that point. And I'm assuming that NetEase does not view this as like a risky move for them, because it's like, hey, your job here is done kind of thing. So this obviously took the world by storm. There's been a very negative reaction from gamers on this, rightfully so. I mean, this is just crappy, dude. Like, I mean, it sucks. It sucks for the people that were affected. It sucks for us as gamers, because it's like, this is the hobby we love, man. This is the passion. And then you find out that these companies are treating these developers like garbage. The NetEase did come out with a kind of like an announcement or response to all this. And it's just PR speak, which bugs me. But it basically says, we recently made the difficult decision to adjust Marvel Rivals development team structure for organizational reasons and to optimize development efficiency for the game. This resulted in a reduction of a design team based in Seattle that is part of a larger global design function in support of Marvel Rivals. We appreciate the hard work and dedication of those affected and will be treating them confidentially and respectfully with recognition for their individual contributions. Sounds like they're getting a pizza party to me, Ryan.
I know you guys are very unhappy, but have you ever had pizza? Have you ever had a pepperoni pizza?
Oh, man.
We got a couple of larges right in there, and then some chips, and everything's cool, right? We're all good? No?
It's not even Papa John's, man. It's Little Caesars. What the heck is this?
That's worse than nothing.
That's
like,
I'd
worst. Rather have
if you
nothing.
get Little Caesars as your pizza party, man, like,
a $5 large, baby.
So anyway, it's like that's enough of this, man. Like, it sucks for everybody. What are you doing? This is why we really don't like AAA developers that don't care about their people. That's not to say all of them are like that, but man, it just sucks. So, all right, we got the bad stuff out of the way, Ryan. Let's talk about the Sony State of Play. Ryan, we got a lot of games to talk about, dude. This State of Play gave us a lot of games to take a look at. Dude, one of my favorite things is just loading up like 8 different game trailers.
Yeah.
And then just like watching one and being like, ooh, it's like Christmas almost. It's like opening up a present, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to get. What's this Saros game? Like, What is it? And then it opens up and I'm like, oh, is this like Returnal? Like, ooh, I always wanted Returnal.
Yep. It's like, I feel like DJ Khaled is like another one. Yeah. I'm just like, I just keep watching trailers. I'm like, I can only get so excited, and I just keep going. But, here we are.
Yeah. So let's dive into it, man. I mean, I touched on this at the top of the show, but a lot of these games are coming out cross-platform, which I absolutely love. Kudos to you, Sony, for understanding that there's a lot of gamers in the world. A few of these are like PlayStation exclusive, but this first one is, I don't know if you say it Saros or whatever, but this is basically the spiritual successor to Returnal. I did not play Returnal until like last year when it came out on PC. I love roguelike games. I love difficult games. I like shooter games. Like Returnal was that kind of, oh man, you really need to play this. Did you ever play Returnal?
I had played it. I never owned it, but I was at a buddy's house and he had me do a few runs because he's like, he knows that I was getting into roguelikes and he's like, you got to check this one out. He's like, Returnal is awesome. So I've definitely dabbled in it. I would not say that I am competent or very knowledgeable on it, but I have played it and seen it. And what I did play was awesome.
Yeah, for what Returnal tries to be, it definitely nails it.
Yeah.
So this game, Saros, we didn't get much. This is one of those trailers where it was really just kind of a cinematic trailer. And it's like, dude, if you're going to do that, give me like 4 seconds of gameplay at the end. Like, just give me something, dude, so I know what this game is even going to be. Now, you can tell it's Returnal. It's the same studio. I mean, at the end, they show some alien boss. Again, it's cinematic, but it's like he's shooting out this giant, like, spiral wave of bullets or energy balls or whatever. So it's like, you can absolutely tell that this has, like, the same DNA as Returnal.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing we got. And it wasn't even gameplay. I will say the visuals are super cool. Who doesn't want like a sequel to Returnal? Take what you've learned, heighten that, like spiff it up a little bit. But we just don't know a whole lot about this other than that it's coming out in 2026.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, we're still early 2025. Yeah. You gave me a gameplay trailer that's cinematics, and you're telling me it's almost like 2 years away?
Yeah.
What are you doing to me?
That's before delays or who knows what else happens. Like, miss me with that, dude. I'll watch it. Oh, that looks pretty cool. And then I'll totally forget it exists for like a year and a half,
Yeah, so because we don't have a lot to talk about, that's all we're saying. Yeah. I mean, it was a cool trailer, but we're kind of to the point where it's like, if you're not giving me something else, then I don't really know like what we can talk about on that.
Yeah.
So one game that we did get to see an awful lot of.
Come on.
Was Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Yeah. This is the longest look we got at this game. I gotta say, dude, I'm pretty impressed. Like, I know that this game has had some issues in its development. It got delayed. It's one of those things where, was this going to come out last year? No, it's coming out this year. And then we did get the reveal that it's coming out later in 2025. But Ryan, you're the Metal Gear Solid expert. Like, what did you think about this, man?
It's hard to describe how excited I am because even though Metal Gear Solid 3 was not my favorite overall as far as gameplay and then kind of the memory of the games, I do think that is the best game in the series. I think Metal Gear Solid 3 is the best crafted, the best gameplay, the best story. I think overall it's the best, in that series. So for it to get a remake and for it to be done as well as it looks like it's being done, I am very excited, especially for people like you that have never had the pleasure to play it.
Yeah.
It is going to be a whole different world just watching some of the gameplay. And, you were asking for gameplay. This showed some gameplay. And just to see it, I was like, oh, brother, man, I am so excited. I am so amped up. I am ready to just dive just straight into the mud, so to speak, into this game. And, dude, it's going to be... Dude, I'm telling you, I promise you are going to love this game. If you liked Metal Gear Solid 5, you are going to love Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta.
I liked Metal Gear Solid 5 a lot.
Yeah.
So if that's
you're gonna
the case,
love it,
then
dude. You're gonna love
I will say this really got me hyped Like we've been talking about this game for a while. I know that you're super excited about it. I went, dude, it really looks like this is a full remake. This isn't just a remaster. We got to view it. We're not even bringing up the Days Gone remaster because it's like, dude, it's so negligible. And I know that there's people that love it and it's like, that's really cool. But like, dude, like this is the problem we have with remasters. Like it's just, there's nothing to it.
Yeah.
But with Snake Eater, like this is a full-on remake of this game. And I gotta be honest, dude, the second they showed me a dude that had like bees all over him and he's like got beehives in his hands, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Here we go. It's getting weird again.
It's so weird. The one thing with like, goes freaking Kojima and stuff, like his villains and his boss fights are just so memorable. Like you're not gonna have a part of this game that's like a impactful part within the story that you're not going to remember. It's not going to be like, oh, what? Who did I fight there? No, you are going to remember every section of this game, and it's going to be like just a different chapter. Like this was this chapter, that was that chapter, and they're going to all be so memorable. And the interactions and the battles, it's going to be just something that you've never experienced before. And I am so stoked to just kind of sit back and watch it happen, dude. You don't even understand. I'm like giddy. I'm like a kid before Christmas, man.
I have never fought a boss that has beehives for hands, Ryan.
Dude.
So
like, yeah.
Is this really a guy? Is this his thing? Is he's got bees?
Dude,
like
there's an old man like called the End that like he just like has like moss on him because he doesn't move and he's like a sniper. Yeah. And there's Kojima never fails to disappoint, or to excite with he never disappoints with his enemies. Like his bosses are just crazy. There's just nothing like it, and they're over the top, they're obnoxious in a good way, and it's going to be something that you will for sure remember, man. There's just something about it that I just can't even wait, and I haven't played Metal Gear Solid 3 in a very, very long time. So I'm almost going to be kind of getting back into it with you of like things that I forgot. You're like, oh man, I totally forgot about this part or that part. So it's going to be something else, man. I'm so stoked.
And to be clear, this is the first, I know it's not the first game, but this is the furthest back. Like this is what starts the whole story.
So yeah, this is what starts kind of with the original boss, and stuff like that. So I don't want to, the story, even if I told you every step of the way with the story, you wouldn't understand it, and it wouldn't make sense. I know the story, and it doesn't even make sense to me. So I couldn't even, it'd be hard to explain it. So, they did not do us any favors as far as that goes, with the kind of linear timeline. But, this one is, it's something else. So it's going to be very, very good.
The reason I asked that is for people that are were like me, where it's like, dude, I just didn't ever get into the Metal Gear Solid games. It's like, this is your chance. This is why they are making this one, because it's like, now you can kind of dive in at the start of the story, play this current modern game, get an idea of the craziness of, beekeeper enemies, fire guy. There was another fire dude, looks like he was wearing a scuba thing with fire shooting out of it. There's another electric guy. There's the old man guy. Like, this is all the things my brain's picking out. It's just like, what are these weird dudes?
Fear, pain, sorrow. I'm so
here for
many.
It, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's going to be good.
So that comes out August 28th of 2025, and they said this is for real. When people asked about their release date, they said no, for real.
For realsies. We're actually going to release it this time. This time for real.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and talk about the look we got at Borderlands 4.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
You know what's smart? Enjoying a fresh gourmet meal at home that you didn't have to cook. Meet Factor, your loophole in the laws of mealtime. Chef-crafted meals delivered with a tap, ready in just 2 minutes. You know what's even smarter? Treating yourself without cheating your goals. Factor is dietitian approved, chef prepared, and you played it. Pretty smart, huh? Refresh your routine and eat smart with Factor. Learn more at factormeals.com.
All right, we are back. So we did get some more gameplay for Borderlands 4. I know that we initially kind of said that, hey, I've been a big fan of the Borderlands series. It's dumb fun. It's kind of stayed the same over the last couple, like Borderlands 2 was the height of the franchise. Borderlands 3 wasn't as great. And then you had your kind of offshoots like Tiny Tina's and some of this other stuff. And it's like, they're all just the same to me at this point. So we got this look at Borderlands 4. I will say that the gameplay does look very smooth, in my opinion. But is there anything different about Borderlands 4 that stood out to you?
I hate to be that guy, but it just looks like kind of the same of the old. Like, to me, it's just, I saw nothing that piqued my interest or drew me in. And so, I think it's just kind of the same of the old.
I watched this trailer like 2 or 3 times, like legitimately, because I went, what am I missing? Like, I'm seeing Borderlands stuff. What am I missing?
I watched it twice.
I will say the thing that jumped out at me, and it took me like 2 or 3 watches, was the movement. I think is enhanced. If I had to pick something out, like you have a grapple hook now, and you have hovers, and they showed a part where the guy like grapple hooks past a group of enemies, shotguns a couple, whips around and chucks like a grenade down as he's like flying by, and it blows up the group. And that's when I kind of went, okay, like I think maybe they have tried to up the game on the movement in this game. And I remember kind of trolling Halo Infinite when we got the reveal of like the grapple hook, because we were like, this is it. This is what we've been waiting 10 years for, is a grapple hook in Halo. But I was wrong, because that grapple hook freaking made sweet. Halo Infinite, dude. It was freaking sweet, dude. And so it's like, if we throw a grapple hook in Borderlands 4, does that like make this game sweet?
I know. I mean, I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way that I'm like trashing Borderlands, that I just think it's going to be horrible or anything. I guess I'm maybe just a little more pessimistic because I want it to be good, but I just don't see anything that's like blowing my mind. But who knows? Maybe when it comes out, it's something that does, until you really get your hands on it and play the game, you truly don't know. They could put all the different mechanics or movement things in the world, but unless they work well within the environment, it doesn't make sense. And so who knows, man? I hope it does, and I hope that it is something that I go, man, I should have been on this one from day one, and this is something amazing. So it's just kind of one of those things. It's just like a wait and see type game.
I think that we as gamers have gotten cautious, right? Like we see this with Ubisoft. I'm not going to troll Ubisoft, but it's like, we are seeing some studios that they go, hey, this worked. Let's just regurgitate this over and over and over again. And it's like, I loved Borderlands. And so it's like, I don't want to see that happen. But that was our criticism with Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, was it's like, dude, this is literally like, it's the same game. Yeah. Like, there's some humor, and there's, the pony and all that stuff. And it's like Butt Stallion, and it's like, it made me laugh, but it's like, dude, improve your game. If you're giving me sequels and you're calling this Borderlands 4 should feel twice as good as Borderlands 2. And it's like, if you're just regurgitating it over and over again, I start to have a problem with that. And so maybe it's going to be great. I am with you. I want it to be fun, because, man, what a good time with friends Borderlands can be. But until we see like what sets this apart, I am with you. I'm a little hesitant, man. And I hate that, because I know there's people that love Borderlands. I love Borderlands, but I'm just getting worried that this is just another regurgitation, man.
Yeah. Well, hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Yeah, I hope not. And Borderlands 4, we did get a release date on that one, September 23rd. So they've got some time, but please do something with it, man. It's like, how, what's the meme with the stick and the dude's poking? It's like, do something.
Come on.
Yeah, that's what I want. Like, do something, Borderlands 4. Like, give me something neat, man. Oh, boy. All right, I'll tell you what. My opinion on this game was not super good, and then it changed after I watched this trailer a second time. So we did get a look at a new IP called Tides of Annihilation. Annihilation's just a good word, dude.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
I love using that. Like, playing Rivals, like, oh, I just got annihilated, man.
Annihilation. It's one of those. It's definitely a key word for sure.
So Tides of Annihilation looks legit, in my opinion. Now, I will say the first time I watched this, I kind of went, this looks like Stellar Blades / Dark Souls / whatever. We're seeing a ton of these games now. As much as I like Dark Souls combat and stuff like that, it's like we're kind of starting to get flooded with it, where it's like every game is Dark Souls combat. Like, we just had somebody in our community talk about the Berserker, Kazan, the Berserker game that's coming out. And like, aren't you hyped for it? And I kind of went, it's just like every other Dark Souls game, man. Like, I got Black Myth Wukong. I've got Dark Souls. I've got, there's 1,000 games that have copied this formula at this point. So we're kind of at the point where I think we're getting a little numb to it. And so that was my initial impression with Tides of Annihilation. But then I watched the video again and I kind of went, okay, like there's actually some cool stuff here, man. So, what did you think about the trailer before we get a little bit further into like what some of the stuff is?
I guess, I am not typically like, this type of stuff does not usually resonate that deeply with me. I'm not big on this style of game. I'm not, for the kind of East Asian, like kind of Final Fantasy look, type stuff, but I did watch it multiple times, and watching some of the stuff, I'd see, I noticed on the second or third pass, I'm like, oh, okay, that looks kind of cool. In the gameplay, I'm like, oh, I didn't notice that the first time, with some sort of mechanic or some attack that looked really neat. So this is one that it has stood out a little more than the others. These battle royales came out. Everyone's doing a battle royale all of a sudden, and then it's like, where do you find the one that makes the most sense for you? What resonates with you? So for this, with this type of gameplay, from what I've seen so far, it did look more than what I would have expected to like be okay with. It definitely resonated a little bit more than what I would have thought.
Yeah, my second watch through on this, I started to see a lot more where it was like, okay, this is really cool. Like, the graphics are phenomenal. Like,
of course.
This is nothing with like the way that the game looks. I actually love the visual art style on this. It did kind of remind me of Expedition 33. Okay. Where it's this, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a realistic, but kind of over the top, very stylized, futuristic-y kind of, I don't even know the term for it. It looks real good.
Yeah. It looks real good.
But what got me was where I started to realize, like, this is tying into like Camelot. Like, you are summoning, and you see this in the game, she summons various knights of the round table to fight with her. And so when you see this like specter kind of shoot out, and we see different ones, like one freezes people where it's like, oh, well, that's kind of cool. And then another one, it's like, he's kind of like almost like a glowing orange where it's like some big tanky knight and he smashes into this boss. And that's when I started going like, okay, like, number one, I love Knights of the Round Table. I love like Camelot, King Arthur, all that stuff. And then it was like, to be able to summon these knights to help you fight was almost reminiscent of like Ender Lilies, where it's like, you don't actually do the fighting, but you're summoning things. You do fighting in this game too, but I actually loved that idea of like summoning help to do these things. And then the combat's over the top. It really kind of started to win me over after watching it again. So I went from like being kind of blasé to like, okay. Like, I kind of want to see more, but if this game holds up to what it looks like, then this might be one I'm actually pretty darn interested in. So, we're running a little low on time. Mind's Eye. we got a glimpse at this game called Mind's Eye that I went, dude, this is just GTA. Like, this is like GTA with like a futuristic vibe, but like the driving was so like GTA, and then like the characters and the walking around, and I was like, I mean, okay. And then come to find out that it's actually made by like some of the original GTA devs and stuff. And I was like, okay, this makes a lot more sense.
I'm not crazy. This makes sense.
I thought Mind's Eye looked pretty good, dude. Like I kind of almost went like, I have GTA at home. Like, why would I play this GTA? But then it's like a futuristic kind of GTA, which I was kind of getting down on.
That's the hard part is it's like, you know, when you got these guys that leave from another, you know, kind of developer base and they have almost a style to them and then they go and they create what they are known for. Yeah, it may be good, but it also, it's like, I already got GTA. What makes me want to get this? I do, you know, I think that the futuristic look to it would be really neat, but is that going to be enough for me to buy that over something else? You know, that's always the hard part with these types of games is when they look so similar to something else, like we just mentioned with the BRs, like all the battle royales, like why is this battle royale better than the other ones? Like what's the draw? What's the catch? What is going to bring me into it? So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's enough for me, but who knows? I'm easily excitable, man. We know
I know.
that.
It does look really good.
Yeah.
Like polished wise, like I was watching it and I was like, dude, this looks like a really good title.
Yep.
Here's the only thing. It's very much GTA, but like, are we going to get GTA 6 this year? Can you imagine releasing a game that's basically like, hey, we made GTA in our own format, but now we got to go up against GTA 6 at the same time? It's like, I could definitely see a delay.
Well, I hope it comes out I hope it comes out this year because I paid a lot for it in our draft. So
yeah, you did. You paid everything. Man.
I did.
So I will say Mind's Eye looked pretty darn impressive from like a gameplay, and we did get a pretty good bit of gameplay on it too. So I thought that one looked good. And then we have to talk about Split Fiction because Split Fiction is releasing in just a few weeks. I don't know if people realize that, but it is releasing March 6th, and we are halfway through February, a little bit more at the point of this episode releasing. So it's like, it's coming, people.
It is.
It's coming real soon. And we got a look at more of just the story kind of trailer. But of course, with them, they showed off a little bit more of the gameplay. I am getting really excited for Split Fiction, dude.
Yeah. No, I am with you as well. As someone who, dude, I mean, we grew up with couch co-ops. We grew up with games that, you know, that just you could play together, you could rely on each other. And the thought of a game that builds its core around that, something that's the entity of the game. That's what the game is about. I am all for. I'm going to desperately try to get my daughter, who's in her teenage years and is like, I'm a teenager, I don't like my dad anymore type, thing. So like, but she's getting into games. I think I can get her into this one, and I think it'd be something that we can play together and bond over. And I think that'll happen kind of on a wide margin throughout a lot of people that play this game. So I am stoked. And beyond that, like, it just looks cool. Like all the gameplay, really all the missions. We talked about it before where if there's a side quest, it's a side quest because there's a whole portal and you can go to a different world. Like that, I love everything I've seen so far, and I can't wait to jump into this one.
I'm with you 100% on this. I remember when I first saw it, I went, cool, that'll be fun. But like It Takes Two was fun, but it wasn't anything like super great. It was a good time, right? But it's like, I think they've taken it and I think they've elevated what they learned from It Takes Two, like legitimately. And I have to give credit because this is from Hazelight Studios. Every game that they have done is focused on the co-op nature of the gameplay. So A Way Out, It Takes Two. I can't remember the other game that was similar to A Way Out that I also played. I mean, this is what they focus on, right? They're like, dude, people should be playing games together. These are the type of games that we make, and they absolutely know what they're doing in that one. I'm very excited for Split Fiction. We will be covering it as a deep dive. I think the plan right now is we're going to cover Avowed, and then we're covering Split Fiction, as soon as we can on that also. So
I'm still in prison in Kingdom Come, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know. You're going to stay there for a while, dude. So that's one. It's just going to be dumb fun, man. I love it. And listen, we say this all the time. If you think Split Fiction looks great, but you're like, I don't have anybody to play with. Yes, you do. I guarantee you that you can find somebody to play games with that is an awesome gamer, that is part of our community. It is free to join our community. Nobody, and we're very, very passionate about this, nobody should should say, I want to play this game, but I don't have anybody to play with. So if you want to play Split Fiction and the only thing holding you back is you don't have a gaming buddy to play with, come join our community. We will absolutely make that happen for you. We'll join you. You know what I mean? At some point if we have to, but this is something that we are absolutely passionate about, and we're going to keep saying to people, no gamer left behind in this regard. Come play games with people, and Split Fiction just looks incredible to me, man. So
yeah, it's one of those.
I think that does it, man.
I think so, man.
What did you think about the state of play overall?
I mean, I got Metal Gear Solid, 3, so I am beyond stoked, dude. I think it was good. I think there was a lot of other good kind of highlights to it, but I am so stoked for Beekeeper Guy and Fire Guy and Electric Guy, as you described them. Yeah. And I love that's how you described them, because you didn't know them because you haven't played the game.
I literally wrote this out. Ryan is reading my notes.
He described them as Beekeeper Guy, Fire Guy, and Electric Guy. Those are the enemies. So I love it. I can't wait to battle those guys. I'm sure they will love those descriptions as well. But it's gonna be good.
Oh my goodness, man. Ryan giving people an insight into my dumb brain. I think it was a good state of play. I'm not going to lie. I mean, maybe we're easily, excitable and stuff like that. But I mean, Metal Gear Solid, Snake Eater, Borderlands 4, Tides of Annihilation, Split Fiction, Mind's Eye. We didn't even talk about Metal Eden and some of these other games that were kind of revealed as well. I mean, what's not to love? Like,
it was solid.
We didn't get Red Dead Redemption 3 announcement. It's like, come on, guys. Like, not everything can be the announcement of the sequel to one of the best games ever kind of thing. But I don't understand the criticism with saying like there was nothing here. I think there's a lot to be excited for. So, but then again, we're excitable guys, right?
Yeah, that's true, man. We just love video games. That's all it is.
We just like games, man. All right, well, listen, that does it for this episode. Thank you for joining us. Hey, as a quick reminder, if you have not done so already, please make sure that you follow the podcast in your podcast app. It's a plus button. It's a follow button on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Make sure you rate us 5 stars if you haven't done that already. And if you do listen on Apple Podcasts, write us a review. We'll read it on the show, and we'll see if you can one up all these other awesome reviews we've been reading lately as well. If you want to help support this show and keep this podcast going like all of the other incredible people and our 2 new epic members that signed up, Sloppy Stew and Dice Rono, thank you so much to both of you and to everybody else that makes this podcast possible. If you have it on your heart to do that and you want to say, hey man, I like what you guys are doing, I want to be a part of that and support that, you can do that over at multiplayersquad.com. That's it for this one. Until next time, happy gaming.
See ya.